new lightsaber. The one you guys saw in the last video I posted in 2022. And yes, it is officially here to be officially presented to this channel. And what a beauty it is. But, like always, I'm gonna go through some of the nice things about it and what things I think could do better. But nevertheless, overall, this lightsaber has been proven very good overall. Now, why? Why is that? Like, you guys are probably wondering, like, there are a lot of lightsabers, but this one is quite interesting. The first thing you would see is according to the hilt, because, like I always do, whenever I look at a lightsaber, I always look at the hilt designs and the functions that the components deliver me in the hilt. Look and take a close look. This spot is basically, it's not like a torch, but it's like a projector beam component. So it makes it a little more presentable. I mean, the only backdraw behind that is basically because there is no grip linings around the top area of the hilt. So if I'm holding it, this side could be a bit loose compared to, like, you know, how I will feel holding the bottom part, which has grip linings. So basically, it increases my accuracy on hitting. So basically, I do this, and if I hit, I would have a better grip here. But if I'm trying to grip onto the part where it's like a torch, then it's not really good because I'm worried that my hand will actually slip, which actually happened, I don't know, 1 to 2 times when I was testing it out. So I was just sparring in the middle of a park, and basically I was like, okay, let's do some fast movements. So I initiated my Shicho procedures. So basically, when I try to initiate my Shicho, basically what happens is that, so when I do this, when I try to do the back ways, basically my right hand, which is the one holding the top part, would sometimes feel a little slippery. My hand doesn't follow the lightsaber. The problem is, it is a little bit slippery, but I think that's the purpose behind the design, is basically where they basically test you to use your bottom, to use only one hand. And basically, unless you're going for heavy strikes, then use both hands. But overall, it doesn't affect his performance. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Yeah. But though I actually haven't left this lightsaber the way it is as you see now, because after a little bit of configuration, I will show you how I've modified my current lightsaber with my black lightsaber. But I'll show this at the very end, because I want to show you how I did my double blade lightsaber build. So basically, when it comes to standard Amazon lightsabers, there is always the part where you could take off the current bottom guard. And as you can see, it's already out, so I can just put that aside. And if I grab my black lightsaber, as good as always, which if I connect them together using this black connector, which I will emphasize a little bit more at the end of the video. So the problem is, as you can see just now, it's really hard to do what Cal Kestis did in Fallen Order, where basically you just did this and clicked it together. That was a split saber, not a double blade lightsaber. So what Maul did when he built his lightsaber is he did this. So basically, you know, like construction, you do this, where you don't have to, but you have to make sure it's like in a standing position. And then once you secured it, you need to find a way to draw it in. It's very easy. It only takes about 5 minutes to get a grip of how to operate this. Yeah, and then once I press this, here's my other blade, it's on. So basically, here's a little brief about how to do a standard attack with a double blade. Now I won't do it fully because, as you know, I'm in the room right now, so I won't want to break everything, goodness sake. So here, you know rafting, you know, when you're on summer camp, you basically learn to raft. That's what happened to me. It's basically a bit like rafting, but you have to do it like this way, and then the other way like this. So you have to be very transitionable when using 2 blades. So that means also trying to get your left hand, who barely does anything, just kidding, just for my case, and basically you do this and this. So usually rafting, you're just gonna go like this, which is similar, but it said you have to focus. You have to be very aggressive. You can't like do a robotic AI move as the basis like oh left right no. So to ready, you have to be ready. So basically, when you're attacking, you have to do double on one side. So like how Maul did against Ahsoka. So he did this. It sounds like a bit stupid, but actually that's effective. That tricks your opponent into believing that you're going to switch to your other blade, but you actually haven't. You're still doing this and this and this to pressure your enemy. And then you bring up the other blade, which is meant to slash from the bottom, and in hopes of getting an opening. And yeah, this is your basic standard technique with a double blade. And if you guys think I'm Monkey King from the old films, then you guys are probably mistaken, because a double blade lightsaber is not Monkey King's stick. Monkey King's stick is made out of an enchanted pillar, but my one is made out of 2 kyber blades that can literally cut through anything, except the Mandalorian's armor, which is questionable because given that that's what happened when a very stupid darksaber user tried to cut him, and basically it did nothing to us. And it's basically trying to hit a piece of rock with a stick. That's exactly what happened, and that's how our dear Mandalorian got the darksaber. And honestly, the darksaber isn't one of the ones I'm most interested in. But if you love katanas, then I would highly recommend that you should go on Amazon or anywhere that sells lightsabers and buy one. Because if you love samurai tradition, then you are going to be in a lot of luck. But nevertheless, despite double blades' advantages, I don't exactly still know how to basically adapt to them. So basically, when I try to do this against a real opponent. So basically, I asked someone, so basically one of my friends, to get a stick. And basically, when I try to do this, I sometimes struggle when he's on the attack and I'm on the defense. So I usually forget to transition my blade fast enough to the next one. So make sure I am starting to get used to the double blade procedures and standards. And yeah, that's something you might struggle with when you first learn your first techniques of double lightsabers. Now I'm gonna quickly switch to the next scene where basically I'll show you how I modified my standard lightsaber, single blade, with the parts of my black and silver lightsaber. Alright, why don't we have a look now? Since this is the perfect time to show it. Okay, I'm back from my little editing, and here's what happened. Well, nothing much has changed, except if you look at the bottom part, I've attached the bottom components of my silver lightsaber to the black one. Now, the reason why I kept this part is because it's more easy to grip onto. So you guys may argue that, this part, this small part over here, there isn't any grip in it, but at least the size of it, and basically there's nothing to really block my hand from gripping tight to the lightsaber. And I've compared the two to one another, and I'm thinking maybe this lightsaber is better. Basically if you want to do sports and acrobatics with it. And yeah, I think this build, my modified build, is a lot better. And I've actually left a spot for this lightsaber as well, but except it's a little bit small. It might look a bit cringe when you look up to it. So I'm gonna turn it on, and basically yeah. And this is actually what I like better, So basically a double blade. So basically I could do this. So as you can see, I've spun my lightsaber to the back, or you could do this, like how Kit Fisto did. So basically, if I do this, it's much more epic. And yeah, I like doubles. So basically, when you split the saber in half, and you use two at once, So in case when one hand is occupied, you have the other hand to go down and attack your opponent. So yeah, and it looks a bit like drumsticks, which is so funny. So yeah, these lightsabers are very awesome, and I would like to keep them that way. And they look a lot cooler on screen. That's why I like to post these lightsabers on screen, because they're so good. Yeah, anyway, I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope this has given you an inspiration about how to build your lightsabers in basic standards. And yeah, please do credit this lightsaber as well, because it's still awesome. This looks a bit like Yoda's lightsaber, but except the top part is a bit more different and more complex. So yeah, so if I toss the saber aside, if I do this, it still works really well, but except it's a bit short. But the blade is actually a bit longer compared to my lightsaber just now. So I swing this around. It's still really good on screen. Yeah, hopefully when I get a partner to do my lightsaber video someday, I might show you guys a lightsaber though, which would be lovely. Yeah, hope you guys liked this video and hope it's given you inspiration. And I'll see you in the next one, where I'll be posting another video shortly, and this one's a bit more interesting. But please ignore the sound quality of it, because that's just how the audio works around here.